It's now, of course, the time of the day where we shift to take a brief Otis's Notices pause. Clink. You see that you've transported us through time and space into the courthouse. You want to tell us a little bit about the mural behind you?
Yeah, so this is our work in progress. Actually, the most up-to-date work in progress. As you can see, it's like getting there. There's very few white spots left, which is really exciting. And this was designed by Luna artist Lauren Mendina. Chris Abley is the outgoing county executive, wanted to kind of put a lasting impression in the courthouse and hire artists to talk about racial equity. And so they got our names, and I was like, absolutely. And so we had three artists we kind of brainstormed, and three artists kind of worked out their designs. All three were amazing. But we went with this one, and this is sort of a riff on Lady Justice. The scales, and she's got her in the regular one has like ribbons on her eyes, and instead of the ribbons, we thought butterfly, and butterfly sort of kind of alluding to immigration as well. And obviously Lady Justice, like this is like, you know, we didn't want to put any real human flesh color on her, but she's clearly a woman of color.
A woman of color.
Yeah, with her big, amazing, textured hair.
Incredible hair.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That was my favorite part to paint, and it's my favorite part. It looks really good. And then we just wanted to put her in some like greenery. And like another cool thing about this is that it's definitely the largest piece of art that I've ever worked on. I have done some murals, or worked on some murals in the past, but they have been smaller. So this is like the most large scale thing I've worked on. And it's been really fun, and that's been cool too, because I think the other artists too that are working on it, we're really trying to like problem solve, because we're like working, and you know, you're up there, but you can't like step back when you're on the lift.
For perspective, it's a little difficult.
Yeah, so we've had to like go up and be like, oh, that looks funny. Okay, let's like rework this and figure out. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's been a fun problem solving activity.
That's really cool. Okay, so definitely go to, is it the Milwaukee Courthouse? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, the Milwaukee County Courthouse, yeah.
So that's one notice for all of you. Do you have any other notices to bring to our attention?
Sure. And also, I mean, for those who can't go to Milwaukee, eventually you should all travel here. But when we can go back to traveling. So
we're running this on an assumption that eventually we will have a quarantine lifted. If that's not the case, then you can always say you saw it here first.
Yes. And then, but also like our Instagram, Luna MKE official, you can see updates there, and also we always have an artist of the week kind of take over. So it's always fun to see what's going on in individual members' lives and artwork, as well as the group. And then also, like I think I had mentioned, Heardspace, which Instagram is Heardspace MKE. But if you go to that page, our virtual write-in sessions are online, and anybody can join. It's not just Milwaukee folks. So actually, last time we had someone from Arizona join, which was really cool. And that is what's.
Is it women of color or people of color?
So that was actually open to anyone. So I mean, so for our group specifically, we're women of color, but we've like opened it up to like anyone. I think that has drawn obviously more people of color. Actually, all the people the last two times have actually been men of color, and it's actually been really nice to have men of color talk about their feelings, men in general.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, but it's open to anybody. We really wanted to open it up also just because we do. Heartspace we create shows, so we also were like, how do we get people to sort of buy into us if we're not really like engaging with them in any other way? So this has been a way for us to get to know people and get them to follow us. So follow us on Instagram. You can get the sneak peek of the prompt. We have some really cool prompts for the write-in, so that's fun. Yeah. And then what else? And then we heard We're Funny. Now it's like weekly. Yep. You can listen to it at riverwestradio.com. They do a live stream, but also if you go to our page, We Heard We're Funny on Instagram, we have links there to our past episodes, so you can check us out prior. So we do both operate as a live radio show, but also a kind of podcast. Now we have 57 episodes. So now that you're all at home and have nothing else to do, you can binge our show while you wash the dishes. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm doing so many dishes, and I'm getting a podcast listening time done during
a lot of dishes. It's more dishes than I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, so those are the three major things. And if I don't know, my website is just katieloughmiller.com. So if you want to just check that out, and then I separate all my last names, but also my personal Instagram is I'm Katie Avila.
One host notice that I can offer you very briefly. I think I've made this notice before, but it's sort of topical since we're talking about art. Some of you might be familiar with the phrase making, which is part of the Venn diagram of art. And if you've never heard that before, then you should come to the webinar I'm about to pitch. So May 5th, I'm going to be joining a webinar with another guest of this show, Angie Kalthoff, to talk about how you can make a makerspace in your home, specifically for young kids. But, I always think that anything you do with young kids is usually a good starting point for anyone of any age. So if you're curious about makerspaces at home, come on over and we'll talk about how to do it. Katie, I want to thank you for your time. I don't have any other notices myself. The last sign off that I have been suggesting is if you have a coronaviral that you've really been liking and want to share with the group.
Because of all the bad news I'm consuming, there is an Instagram called Good News Movement, Good News _movement.
Ooh,
and it's really great. It gives you just a dose of great news, and it's really lovely. Like, they put a video of a penguin like wandering around an aquarium, and then they met like a big like beluga whale, and they were very curious about each other. And what was really cool is that it was like the youngest beluga that they have. I think it was in Chicago actually, and apparently belugas are northern hemisphere animals, and like this penguin is not. So in real life they'd never ever see each other, but because they
likely animal friends.
Yeah, and it was really cute and adorable. That's just one of many heartwarming things.
Well, that's an extremely topical one. I'm so glad I asked. Thanks for sharing that. I'll post that too. My coronaviral that I don't know why it reminds me of you, but I've decided that it does. It's less a viral and more just a news alert that I heard from Climate News. Apparently, because there has been so much less activity on Earth, there's not as much sound coming from the Earth's crust, and seismologists are getting like way clearer readings than like they ever have about when to predict earthquakes and how to, just learn more about the crust of this planet we call home that actually we don't know that much about when you go deep under the surface. So I thought that was kind of cool. Art is, generative and reflective and makes you slow down and think. So I don't know why it reminded me of you.
I love that. Yeah. I like when science reminds people of me. That's not usually the thing. Silver linings are totally necessary right now.
Not to downplay extremely serious challenges that everyone
but let's take the wins where we can get them right now, So if the Earth is doing good things, then
Earth is doing good things. You are a good person doing good things, and that is why we've invited you here to talk about When I Grew Up. Thank you so much, Katie, for sharing your journey of growing up. I will not deign to tell anyone when they have stopped growing, so maybe if you want to come back in the future and tell us how you've grown even more, we'll see you next time.
Yes, absolutely. Cheers. Thanks so much. This is so much fun.